And good morning, Arizona. Kylie Cruz live here in Phoenix. Okay, we all know it is going to be a scorcher this weekend, and many of us, we're going to be blasting that AC. And coming up after the break, we're going to tell you some easy things you can do to make sure your air conditioner is working properly.
Well, this is why, because we live in the Valley of the Sun. We are hot, and we're going to get even hotter. We're going to reach 115 this weekend. The music may sound good, but the sweating won't feel so good. We're going to be cranking up that AC. But what do we do if the air conditioning isn't working at its fullest? What if it crashes? No, we cannot allow that to happen. Kylie Cruz is live in Phoenix with a couple of things we need to do before calling a repairman. And maybe you can settle a debate in my house. What is the right temperature to leave it throughout the day? I say 77, 78. My husband dares to say 84. Exactly.
Oh, wow, 84. That is way too warm. That is way too warm. We're going to ask the experts in just a few seconds. But yeah, I definitely have dealt with that before when the AC goes out and you're just sweating and you have to deal with it for a couple of days. It's not very fun. And joining us now is Mike with Donnelly Air Conditioning and Plumbing. You are here to talk about all the rumors, things that we need to do. You're going to make our lives easier in the next few minutes. So let's say your air conditioning not running, not working properly. Okay. Before you call a repairman, you say there's 3 things people need to do. What are those things?
3 things. If the system's not running at all, first thing to do is check the batteries on your thermostat. If you have no display, your batteries are probably dead. Pull the batteries out, replace them. It should operate. If the system says it's on, but it's still not blowing out any air, go to your service panel. You want to check what you call a breaker in your service panel. Make sure it's on. If it's on, turn it completely off. Wait a second, turn it back on. Now go back in and check the system again. Is it blowing air? Great, it's blowing air in the house, but it's not cool air. What do you do now? You come out to the outdoor unit here, like we are today. You lift this box here, and you pull out these fuses. These fuses could be bad. If you don't have the equipment to test them, you can take them to any local hardware store, and they will test them for free. If they're bad, they'll gladly sell you new ones. You bring them back, put it in. This thing works, starts cooling, you're done.
You make it sound so easy, but yet I probably speak for myself and other people out there that, dealing with air conditioning can be a little troublesome. So then if you have big questions, you call the folks at Donnelly or whoever else you use around town, and you guys have already been pretty busy, I'm imagining.
Very busy. It's that time of the year. You live in the desert. We know it's going to hit triple digits. Guess what? It's here.
It's here. Okay, so Olivia back in the studio is asking a good question. What do you leave it at? What's the temperature? She had a debate with her husband, 84, which I think is way too warm, or about 77, 78. What's your go-to temp?
If you want to save money, the highest you can set it and stay comfortable as possible. Then you're good. 78, 80 degrees. Some customers have it higher, 85 degrees. It's just all your preference. Who's the king of the house?
Okay. Yeah. Olivia, you better be king. And talk about this air conditioning. So how long do units typically last?
Here in Arizona, 12, 15 years. You got to remember, we put about 2,000 hours on this unit every summer. That's a lot of work on this system, so they do tend to wear out quickly.
Okay, and then finally, we're gonna give you a little preview to our next segment at 9 o'clock. But I am constantly readjusting up, down, up, down, up, down, and it is bad. I'll do that like 10 times a day. But you're saying do not do that at all.
Not at all. Set it and forget it. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. If you have a schedule you operate off of, get a programmable thermostat. Set it to your lifestyle.
Okay.
So when you're not home, it's not working.
Okay, Olivia, I think you need to take control. You set it at 77, and your husband forgets it. Right. You forget it, and you enjoy living in a nice and cool house.
Kylie said so. Thank you, Kylie.